Welcome to Monterey, California, and albeit a short one, this is going to be a walk and talk down the main street here in Monterey, a main street that I know all too well. And I say that because I used to come down on the bus when I first came to Fort Ord in Monterey, or Fort Ord actually is where I was stationed. Fort Ord is not but 10-15 miles from downtown Monterey, and I'd come in on the bus oftentimes right there at that square. And that was shortly before I actually bought a car. I was one of the few soldiers in my unit that had a vehicle, and come down here I used to come down here all the time. This was my stomping grounds, and for me it's kind of like going down memory lane. And the temperature, the weather right now, it couldn't be nicer. Temperature is probably about 63 degrees, 64 degrees, something like that. And the rain, or not the rain, the fog. You know, I woke up this morning to it was overcast and foggy, and that burned off probably about the better part of the fog burned off probably about the better part of 11:30, something along those lines. And now, as you can see, just beautiful blue skies until we go to sleep, and the fog will come in like a big blanket and cool everything down to about the 50s. There's really not a big variance of temperature. And if you were to look at the temperature of Monterey throughout the year, it doesn't vary too much. You'll get more rain in the winter time naturally, but other than that, the temperatures are pretty consistent. It's right on the water, right at the end of this street, which I think is Alvarado Street. Right at the end of this street is Fisherman's Wharf. And then there's just a beautiful walk that'll take you from Fisherman's Wharf down to Cannery Row, which was made famous by Steinbeck, I think, the famous writer. There was it a book or a movie called Cannery Row, and really is a treat for me to come back and just walk along the same streets that I walked along when I was a young soldier. And that would have been back in 1983 is when I was stationed here, from 1983 until about 1985. And Monterey has no shortage of history. As you walk along, there's various buildings that will have different signposts in front of them pointing you out to the history or the significance of the building. Here is the movie theater, where I probably went more times than I can count. I'd have even had a date or two here at the movie theater. So there's the movie theater with a beautiful contrast against the blue sky. And I'm actually going to, it's going to be a nice night. I'm going to take a walk down to Carmel. Not a walk, I'm going to drive down to Carmel rather. And I'm going down to Carmel. I'm going to go to Ocean Beach. And Ocean Beach is one of the most beautiful spots in the world that you could watch a sunset. Here is the Monterey Hotel right here. So very nice place. I was here with Yane sometime back, and we had a wonderful day. They had a farmer's market on this very street that I'm walking the day that we were here. So this is that's about it. That's about the extent of Main Street here in Monterey. It goes just another block further, but there's not too much to see. Here's a nice coffee shop. You notice you don't see a what do you call it, a Starbucks. You don't see a Starbucks anywhere down here. Actually, there is one. I stand corrected. There's a Starbucks just up on the left. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed this, albeit short, walk and talk here in downtown Monterey, California.